Hello everyone and welcome to So Many Games Real Time. My name is Joachim and welcome back to the Europa Universalis playthrough, The Price of Power. This is the second try, so the first try obviously had some problems, some mistakes, but I cleared those up now. For example, France now has a ship in the Gulf of Lion. It didn't have that in the beginning, same with the English ship here in the English Channel. Those were not placed by me by mistake, obviously, because I thought the bots normally have one standing army and it's not actually on the board, but they can only have like the military units are all on their board. So I thought the same was with the ships. They only had one ship, but no, they actually have two ships. Of course, in the meantime, they have three because of what happened last game, but you know. Also last game I forgot to put the alliance for France with Scotland there, and another thing that I had forgotten was, well, that I didn't do correctly, was give Austria Crane and Sundgau, so they have that as well now. I also adjusted their power levels for that, and also their units, because they got one extra unit. Also, last time when we stopped, England actually only did the basic part of their military action, because when a bot does a military action, I actually made it stop the first time here in the gray box, but then you're supposed to keep following the black arrow. So I followed everything. Target is an opponent. In this case, it was Scotland. So it was... yes, did it have Casus Belli? They did have a claim from before. Does it have less than 4 influence and eligible? Yes, because, you know, Scotland is not an ally or whatever. You go down. Target strength is higher than double the bot strength. That was not the case because their strength was 4, but twice the bot was basically 16. So declare war. They spent 1 and recruited 7 units. So we had 8 active ones then at that point. Then the bot has NPR allies with 2+ adjacent to target. No. The target then had a defensive CTA, defensive call to arms. So basically France got pulled into the war because they're allies with Scotland. So that's why this token is here now, because it's a defensive CTA. So NPRs always do. Remove all the bots influence from all targets areas, so the influence there is gone. Then an influence here as well, that's also gone from the England bot. And then did it trigger naval battles? Yes, because there's one ship was here, but then the ones that we're attacking, they have 2 ports, so 2 ships came out. They had a battle, but the England bot survived, but it did get kicked out of the trade protection zone. So if they want to get back, they have to get back in a future action. If they were to do trade now, this ship would not count because it's not in a trade protection zone. All right. Then we have a land battle that happened as well. That happened here. 4 units came out, but then they were fighting against the 8. So they rolled 4 dice here, and actually the results was, sadly this was not all on camera, but anyway, the result was something like this. So basically they killed 4, they killed half the army, but then they died. And then it was the end of the turn, basically. So for them. And also because they won their first naval battle, they got one of the cubes back. So I think that was the major differences that happened. Oh, also because of the event of death of Charles the Bold, because Burgundy is not only here, but Burgundy also has this. The 2 powers actually also got 1 military power. So the England bot, sorry, the France bot and the Austria bot also got 1 power. All right, so I think that's just about it of the changes that were mentioned. So I think at this point we can just continue playing. Even though I already feel like if I were to restart, I would do things differently, because I feel like I really spent way too much power here, and that was not very smart. So at the moment I still have 3 military power, 1 diplomatic, 1 administrative power, and then I also have quite a lot of money. I feel like I want to have more ships, because if I want to use... Oh, that's another thing. I put the correct token here instead of a cube. Also important. So the first thing that I'm going to do is I am going to recruit, and I believe that because my army is there and I have a lot of military power, so I'm going to spend 1, and I'm going to recruit. How many am I going to recruit? Well, I think I have 4 available, and I have quite a lot of money. I think I'm just going to go full infantry and leave the cavalry for what it is for now, just to save some money, because I want to get a light ship as well. If I get a light ship, that will cost 4 already. All right, and then I have 11 left. So, well, let's say 4 for the light ship, all right, and then 5. Let's do 1 cavalry. 5 for 1 cavalry, and then 3 infantries. There you go. So 1 cavalry, 3 infantries, and then the light ship. Where is it? There we go. So the light ship here, I will place that where I have a port. Sevilla here, I'll put in the central Atlantic, because that'll help me if I decide to colonize. So that's done. So all my money is gone. So of course I want to go to Andalusia, because that is one of my missions, La Reconquista. Of course, this was everything that I could do on my turn. So now it's back to the England bots. And let's see what they're going to do. Convert, focus, and they're going to spend 1 for sure. But they're going to try to convert. Although I don't think there's anything for them to convert, because everywhere where they are, it is just simply Catholic religion. So I don't think they'll convert anything, but let's see. Convert, convert, convert. Here, any areas with religious dissent? No. Perform second action on card instead, and that is focus, politics. So if you do a focus, that means any cubes in the focus area already? No. Place the spent one in the focus area named on the card, so that would be politics. Just Paul, right? So that would be blue, so it goes here. There we go. And then put aside bot card, not reshuffle this age, end of turn. Okay, so I'll just put it here. So that's not, then we reshuffle, that's their turn, simple. Then we have Austria. They have unrest, and then also focus. So I don't know if unrest is going to happen. Unrest owns any provinces with unrest? No. So has less than 2 core in play and can place a core. Has less than 2 cores in play and can place a core. Austria cannot play a core because they haven't annexed anything yet, or they haven't conquered anything yet. So all their provinces already have their flag, so they're already core provinces. So this action is not possible. Owns all provinces in eligible area with higher total tax rate than any current. It doesn't matter because once again, they have no eligible areas. Perform second action on card instead. So that means focus exploration. So the one, oh, we haven't spent anything yet actually. So it spends 1. And then that goes to expansion, not exploration, but expansion. Here we go. And then also a administrative card is flipped over. So we have revolutionary idea. I wonder if it's probably focus is better here. Does it? There we go. Revolutionary idea. Research an idea at the cost of just 2 power of matching type. Score 1 point extra if this idea has not yet been researched by any opponent. That's pretty cool. But sadly, it's just a discard, so I can't use it. All right, so, okay. And you can see in the video as well that I'm actually asking in the Discord as we're filming. Pretty handy. All right, so let's continue then. They're done. This is also moved to the side for the same reason. So I'll just put it here. I can just fix it later. Then we move on to France. And France, you can hear maybe some sound in the background. That is the oven, because my wife is baking a cake in the middle of the night. So yeah. Anyway, unrest and spy. It's going to spend 2, first of all. So it has a lot of them already. So let's see what unrest does in this case. And France is also the only bot who has already taken an event. So it might be passing soon. Unrest. Does it own... Yeah, the same thing again. It has conquered Provence though. So maybe it owns any provinces with unrest? No. Has less than 2 in play? Yes. And can place one? Yes, they can. So in this case, they are going to place a core. And for that, I have to look for the claim tokens, more specifically claim 7 and 8, because they are first used as claim tokens to be put down. I mean, not claim, I mean core, because on the back they have like a heart. I mean, there's others as well. Claim 5 has it as well, for example. But okay, here we have claim 7. So we're going to put it on an eligible area with the highest total tax value. So there's only one, it's just Provence, because there's no other stuff. So we'll just put this on top, I guess. There we go. And then that is the end of the turn. And if you place it here, oh, but wait, I think you need to have all the spaces there, and you don't. So actually this core cannot be placed. Yeah, so they have no place to place a core anywhere because they haven't taken anything away or completed anything. So yeah, this core once again cannot be placed. So we'll just end up with the same thing again, perform second action, which in this case is spy. Let's see what that does. Spy action. All right. So at war with any opponent? Yes. So England. Select such an opponent. So England. Opponent has 3+ unrest? No. Covert action, add 2 unrest to opponent's cities. So to find out which cities we're going to choose, we're going to have to check how the areas are selected. So when given the option to select a province, area, or sea zone, always do it alphabetical order if no preference is given. So basically, I have to look at everything that England owns, and then the first 2 alphabetical spaces will get unrest. So we have Co, that's a C. We have Bordeaux, that's a B. So Bordeaux and Co, maybe? Kobe, no, not Kobe. Bordeaux and Co. Yeah. So Bordeaux will have unrest from now on, and Co as well. I guess it actually makes sense that it's in this continent, you know, because they're at war with the French, you know, they're actually French themselves. So it makes sense. All right. So that is the spy action. I think that is the end of the spy action. Let's take a look. Yeah. 2 cities and turn. Okay. And I think it can be Bordeaux. I don't think there's an icon difference with a small or big town. Yeah, it's just town. Yeah. Okay. I assume this is correct. All right. So that is done then. So the war spy thing, I don't think that necessarily happens. Okay. So actually this war spy, so I'll put it here to see, right? Let it focus. There we go. So actually they're at war. So I should have done this action immediately and not try unrest first or this. So in the end, it ended up correct. Okay, so it's no problem. But normally when you're at war, you do this action immediately. Okay, so that's France done. Back to me. So I have my people there now. I want to move, and moving is a military action as well. So let's see. You can see here. Military action, activate units, land activation, move, or siege. So obviously I'm going to move, and it's page 25. And I think I can move 2 spots because I'm going to need to move Yeah, up to 2 spaces. All right. And you have to stop if you enter a hostile area. And also, you might think, why do you need to have 2? Because you can just go down. I cannot go down because these are mountain borders. And with mountain borders, it lets you move up to 3 units. But for every additional military spent, I can do 3 more. And as you can see, I have a bunch of them. So I don't want to spend all that military to go over it. So I'm just going to spend 1 military power and do 1 and then 2. So now I'm there with my army. And that is merely the end. I mean, I think, yeah, I actually don't even have a claim there yet. So I am there, but nothing happens as of yet. If I were to attack now, I would get -2 stability, which is actually a bad idea. But at least I'm in position. How can I fabricate claims, actually? Because I know that's a diplomatic action. Oh, that means 2. I don't have that as well either. So I guess I'm going to have to hope for something else to get it. All right. Then I finished my turn again. So then it's back to England. Okay, England bot. Let's see what you have for us. Oh, yeah. So I've been flipping over these cards, but maybe for France would have been 2, 7. Okay, still fine. Because normally when you do the bot, you're supposed to follow the initial check. And this initial check here is... Getting my ship here. All right, so the initial check here is, is there anything left? So yes. I mean, is there 0? Then no. Is it under attack by enemies or rebels? No, no one is under attack by anyone. Army on map board and can siege in the same area. I don't think that might apply to England now, because I think their army is supposed to be there, but I didn't put it there because it's actually, I'm going to double check, but I'll put it here for now. Has 3+ left and 1+? No, because it's colonists. No. Spent is higher than the other one. That is always yes. And at war and has 4+ left. So that would have applied to France actually. But then it would still be like draw a card. So it's still the same thing. So nothing really has changed. Now with England, I did do a military action earlier. And there is supposed to be a point where you put down your army. But I don't really see that anywhere where it says that you put your army down. I guess the moment... here, armies on the map board. No or yes. So I guess in this case, it's not there yet. It is not there. It has to be triggered that way. And this hasn't been triggered at all yet. And you get there when you're actually at war, then it might get triggered. Okay, cool. Good to check, good to check. So in this case, England, even though it is at war, the army is not on the map, so we still do the same thing. We reveal the card again. So it's going to be spending 1. And once again, we have unrest, but I think it doesn't really apply, right? So, it does apply now, actually. Owns any provinces with unrest. Yes, it does. 2, as a matter of fact. Remove unrest from 2 provinces owned by bots. Okay. So, basically, the ones that were in unrest are back, are happy again. There's no more unrest. And then that's it. End turn. But, of course, it also says flip over a diplomatic card. So, let's see what it is. It is subjugate. So basically you need this card if you want to annex a place. So discard the influence from target NPR vassal equal to target's base tax plus any opponent's influence in target's realm. To maybe include it as targets, okay. Or vassalize your ally. Yeah, you can do that too. And then annex and then requires all that stuff. Okay, So basically you need this if you want to subjugate. But yeah, at this point, like I said, it's a discard. So that's done. We go over to Austria. Once again, everything here does not really apply, so we just flip a card. Unrest and focus. Oh, but unrest did apply to him, so yeah. So they spend 1, and unrest for them means basically nothing, right? Because they haven't taken over any places. Once again, nothing here applies. So do the second action. Second action is focus politics. So that's blue. So basically they're slowly focusing. This goes away, and they also flip over a... this one does not go away because we didn't use it, remember? So flip over another one of these diplomatic cards. So counter espionage. So cancel the effect of a covert action that targets your realm or affects any of your tokens, or exhaust 2 uses of an active spy network, and then cost 1 less if you have a spy network card in play. So yeah, in that case you want to have a spy network, of course. Is there anyone here? No, there's no spy network here. Do I actually have one? So there you go. So if I use this, wait, yeah, if I use this, then the other card might actually be very useful. All right. I might actually end up using... No, I won't end up using him. All right, not at the moment anyway. So that is done. Yeah, that's done. Then it is France. So France now has less cubes than they have spent. So I think that changes things, you know? I think so, if I remember correctly. So spent is bigger than left. No. Oh, yes, it is. At war and has 4+ left. They are at war and they have 4+ left, so they still draw a card. Okay, never mind. They still draw a card. Unrest is all unrest for some reason. They spend 1 cube. They have been shuffled, I promise. Unrest for them also does not apply, right? I mean, not as far as I can tell. Because it's also for playing cores, but they don't own Avignon, so nothing happens there. So no, nothing either. Perform second action, which is focus on expansion. Sorry, no, on economic. So actually I've been doing it wrong. I'm very sorry. This goes here, this goes here, this goes there. Yeah, I don't know why I've been putting it in the ideas. It's a focus. So yeah, it goes into focus. And then this goes away. So, of course, you probably saw the message already. I will realize this later. Well, I just realized it. Great. All right. Then my turn again, right? Yes, my turn again. So I have all this, well, I have only this left. These cards, I can't play them, but it's not going to give me anything. I can't attack because that won't give me anything either. I wanted to explore, right? And for exploration... that costs how much again? Explore. 1 military and 1 diplomacy to explore. And then I can move 1 ship. I'm going to take the rules here as well. Because even though I watched the video, I read it before already. There's a lot to do, to wrap your head around, I feel. So these are the generic actions basically. Feels a bit weird to call explore a generic action, but it is what it is. So explore, so require the quest of the new world, but we have that is fine. So if I have it, I can move 1 light ship into a sea zone on one of the distant continents. It may not enter a hostile sea zone, but there's no hostile sea zones. So I need to go to the Caribbean Sea, or the Caribbean Sea. And where exactly is that? It's here. So B or C, and I am here, so that's good. But then I can only move 1 light ship 1 spot, all right? It says move 1 light ship using rules for naval movement, page 25. Okay. Is it 1 spot or 2? Let's see. Up to 2 spaces, that's perfect. So this one will go 1, and then C. Bum, 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 bum. It's hard to reach with the camera. Caribbean Sea. Hey, great. Okay, so that's done. All right, and then we roll the exploration die. Now, I spent these 2 already, so I cannot use it to re-roll. So I'm gonna roll and see what happens. I'll do it here. It's a 1. I can live with that. I can live with that 1. So then it says increase. Oh no, that's the wrong one. It says result with no skull. Discover a territory matching the number rolled, or a distant area with an NPR province, a town, or a vassal. So any discovery made must be adjacent to your realm, or if you have Quest for the New World, one of your ships. Place a claim on the discovered area. Claim placed on vacant territories are called colonial claims. So I get to put a claim on a number 1. And I think that finishes my quest, right? Discover Caribbean or Caribbean. It says have a claim on a territory facing the Caribbean Sea. Effect either gain 3 colonists or gain a claim in the Antilles. So to walk around here to reach it. So it's either well, I can only choose the Antilles because I have 1 and it's the only one I can reach. So obviously in that case I'm not going to get another claim there. So I'm just going to get 3 colonists in the colonists pool because I have finished my quest. And then, if I'm not mistaken, I will then, yes, move to 2C. And I get 1 point as well for doing that. So, I'm now at 4 points, 4 prestige. Alright, so 2C. Let's take a look at what 2C does exactly. 2C, I think I found it. There's only one 2C, right? Yes. El Dorado. So, here's 2C. Own or vassalize 3+ of Mexico, Central America, Cusco, or Charcas. Effect gain 2 military or 2 colonists. You may sacrifice 2 prestige points and either pay 2 administrative power or gain 2 trade power to gain 30 ducats. Yeah. The arrow down with the money is, what does that icon mean again? That is an interest token. Okay. All right. So basically, you have to just continue to, hang out there and so on. So why is what I'm doing good now? Because later on, that will allow me to colonize. And colonize is also an action, but that's an administrative action. And with colonize, I can actually use those colonists to turn my claim into a city, right? So if I do colonize, then I can use 4 colonists or administrative power to actually do that. So actually, I have 3 colonists and administrative power. So when it comes back around to my turn, I can actually colonize immediately. Now, I do still have one problem, and I don't think I can do anything about it, and that is the fact that I have the faiths here with Andalusia, and they are going to cause unrest, I believe, because I'm Catholic and they are of a different faith. So that's a problem. So anyway, I'm thinking about colonizing because then I can change my claim to a small town. So that would be pretty nice, I think. All right, let's see. First of all, my turn once again is over. So we move on to bot number 1. So England. So they have 4, 6, and they've spent 5. So at the moment, they'll still just draw a card, I believe. Yeah. So it's idea, and they spent 3. Okay, 3 and idea. So what happens with idea, you also have to find this. Okay, so we do the idea action. Any cubes in any focus area other than economic. So there is here military, yeah. So any available ideas matching this focus type. So we do have 3 military ideas. So pick idea matching focus type, tag this idea an appropriate slot on bot mat's idea track with a chit. Score P as normal. Prefer unresearched ideas, then random. So none of these ideas have been researched yet. So then we have to find out how they choose ideas. And that is here somewhere. Bots and ideas. So I think they just randomly choose an idea that's unresearched at this point. So I just put one on here, Glorious Arms, for example, and that will bring 1 cube on there. So basically, these will eventually give them more military power. That's how bots see ideas, basically. It says bots do not take any idea effects into account. Instead, bots use their bot mats to track how many ideas they have researched of each monarch power, receiving bonuses as follows. So for 1 or 2 military ideas, you can see there, the land battles give them 1 infantry die extra. Okay, so and then the other stuff will give them other bonuses. Okay, so that was England. All right, then we have Austria. They also just draw a card. And it's diplomacy, and it's spent 3. And actually no, they are at war as well, right? Because they're at war here with Pozoni. So there is a war going on. So they're not going to, well, they're still going to spend 3, but they're not going to do diplomacy, they're going to do military. So let's take a look at military. Dun dun dun. Okay, at war, yes. Select enemy realm with greatest strength. So that is here, Pozoni, so that's Hungary, right? So they have 3 of them. All right, if army is less than 3 units, increase army size to 3 units. No, the army is 5. Is army size bigger than 2 times the target's strength? So the strength, once again, you see it here, is the tax income. So Pozoni is small, right? So it's 1, 2, 3. So it's only 3, I think. Yes, so 3, strength of 3. So is the army size 2 times as big as that? So no. Although you always count the whole thing, right? So it's 2, 4, 5, 8. So it is 2 times stronger. So yes. Army is on the board? No. Place army. Place army in own area closest to enemy, check for MAC. That's the maximum army capacity, but it's in one line to the capital, so it's unlimited. So the army can be as big as they want, basically. Then we continue. Triggers battle. They already had the battle earlier when they were there. So, okay, so that is a mistake that I have made. So earlier, the previous game, when I had this battle, this army was supposed to be here and then actually moved in here and then had the fight. So retroactively, that army is now there, and the same applies to the army of England. I'll just use a different figure, so it doesn't always have to be the same figures. Otherwise, it's like a phantom doing battles. So normally I would have followed the correct steps and they would have ended up there anyway. I just didn't at that point. So now when I follow this and they say armies on the map board, yes, check for MAC. That's fine because there's a straight line to the capital. Can siege in the current area? Yes. Go to siege and then gain the bots power equal to bots spent on drawn bot card -1. So you get 2 bot power for that. And also go to siege. Where is siege? Here. Siege. Siege hostile provinces of up to 3 tax value. bot ignores siege strength. Spend 1 bot per tax value sieged. So let's see. So they're gonna siege Pozoni, obviously, because that's what they're attacking. But I guess when they attacked, they actually attacked all 3 of them. So they should have all gotten war tokens because they were all defeated as well in that war when they arrived. But I think since Pest is in a different area, I think that cannot be sieged at this point. So I think it'll siege those 2 areas there for up to 3 tax value. So I think that's fine because they're only 2 tax together. So spend 1 bot power per tax value sieged. So 2 of them will be spent. So the 2 they just got are spent again. Yeah, so that is then sieged. And then at war, yes, it is at war with Pozoni and everything. So end turn. Okay, that's it. That's it for Austria. Then we have France, who has 4. So they are at war and they have less now, but there's still 4 remaining. So I think they still do their regular thing. Spent is more than left. No. Yes, at war and 4 plus left. Yeah, so they still draw a card. Okay. So first of all, they discard a military card. Let's take a look at what it looks like. It is Inspired Leadership. Use in any land battle to gain that, and you may add 1 injury to your general to reroll up to 3 battle dice. So you can actually just kill your general if you want. And then requires presence of a general, of course, and +3. That's pretty nice. But once again, it's a discard. Oh, and this, yeah. So aside from that, they'll spend 1 and do military action. So looks like France is looking for a fight. All right, at war, yes. Select enemy realm with greatest strength. So of course it's going to be England. That's the one they're at war with. The army size, is it bigger than 2 times the size of the target strength? So we're talking about 2 opponents here. So it is the deployed units plus the available ones. So for France, it is 4 plus 8, but the available is actually 9. But I guess this should be. The question is that automatically adjusted? So I'll have to check. So because it has that extra town now, it actually has more units now. It has 4 plus 5, so 9. So army size is twice the target's strength. So army size, first of all, is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. It's definitely not twice the strength of England because they have 6 plus 2, which is 8. So that would be no. Does the bot have 4 plus power left and more manpower? No, it does not. It does only have 3 left. Army is on the map board? No. So the army will come out and will be placed closest to the enemy. Prefer area with enemy, then closest to enemy of greatest strength. So area with enemy, we'll put it in Bordeaux. Because greatest strength does have number of deployed units plus available manpower, but it doesn't really make a difference. Yeah, I think it's best maybe Bordeaux because that would be maybe easiest to get rid of, and they have stuff there as well. So I think that makes sense. So that is it for France, and then it's my turn again. Right, so I could actually do colonize, right, because I have the colonies there, and then I could change it to a city, which would help towards currency and moving around there as well, which would all be pretty nice. El Dorado was owned or vassalized 3 plus of Mexico, Central America, Cusco, or Charcas, and there I am in, is that Central America? Yeah, right. So that would help towards that. there's nothing much else I can do. I can't do anything here because I don't have enough. Like, for example, convert there is not really possible, because to convert you need to have 2 administrative power and 3 ducats. I don't think there's any way that you can make it cheap. I don't have money either. How about trade though? Trade is diplomatic, is it? Yeah, so I don't have any diplomatic power either. I could change my national focus and then get trade that way. And that actually reminds me, I'm supposed to add trade cards to the deck according to what I have just unlocked. And that would be, which ones? I guess everything that has America in it. So all the trade nodes with America. So this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, that's it. These 7 then. And then these will get shuffled into the deck. And then if I then trade, and there's a higher chance that there will be something useful for me, which of course would be very, very nice because I have no money. So then I have to decide whether I just want to go for more ducats or colonize immediately already, because colonize I think is pretty good as well. I think I'm just going to colonize. I really want them to take an event because I want to see the last event that comes out. I don't like the events that are here right now. This would give me 1 military power, but military power, it's not really that good for me right now because it's declare war. That would be horrible. Recruits, I don't have money. Suppress unrest, I don't have unrest. and moving my units around, not that fantastic either. So, and then here, it's not over yet. France and England gain 1 military, you gain 1 military. That's also not that good. If I use the bottom one though, I do get 1 diplomatic power, which would allow me to trade as well. So let's say at the end of this round, if they still haven't done anything, I might go for the end of 100 Years' War. The Hungarian throne, Austria gains 1 point and claims in Royal Hungary and Hungarian plain. I gain 1 military, meh. Except Hungarian monarch though. Australia loses 2 prestige points, but gains 2 influence in any Hungarian areas. You gain 2 diplomatic power. So 2 diplomatic power would actually be quite good. Yeah. So at the moment, I'm just going to do colonize. And colonize is... I have to remind myself again. Colonize is somewhere here. Where is it? Where is it? Colonize. Actually, diplomatic, right? Administrative, sorry. Yeah, so 3 and 1, yeah. And then I changed my claim to a small city. Yeah. Okay. All right, cool. So that's what I'll do. I'll spend my last administrative power and 3 of these colonists, and then create an extra city here in the Antilles. There we go. I have now successfully colonized a part of the New World. Yay. That's the end of my turn. Then we go back to the England bots. And as you know, they're at war, but I don't think they're going to do anything. Because they have very little cubes left. So let's take a look. Let's see. So 0, no. Is under attack by enemies or rebels? Not really. Army on map board and can siege in the same area. They can actually. So they'll go to siege and they'll spend 1 per text income sieged. So I guess they're not sieging all of them. Siege hostile provinces up to 3 tax value. Spend 1 per tax value siege. So I guess they'll just spend 3 and they'll tax 3. So let's take a look at sieging. So England is sieging 3 places there because it's the 3. So I'll remove these war ones here. And they will also take 3 of their cities. There. 1, 2, 3. And these will be with the unrest side up. There we go. Because their army is strong enough to take care of the siege. So it's all occupied and sieging. They can only do 3, so they can't take Aberdeen as well. So they're sieging all of those. And I think that's it. Then at war or has cities with unrest or on them in this area. Yes. So end turn. So the army still needs to be there because they're actively sieging. All right. So that's their turn. So they're really going to have to take an event now, next round. Austria. Event. Okay. Thank goodness. So which event are they going to choose? Event. Already taken event action? No. So roll a die. 6. Own event is revealed for Austria. Yes. Pick this event, gain 1 power if there's ducats on it. So there are ducats on it, so they gain 1 power. There we go. And they'll take the Hungarian throne. So the ducats go away, but they'll go here. This is now 4. So basically the only one that looked interesting to me, they're taking. But yeah. So the Hungarian throne is taken by them. And they don't actually do anything on the event. It's just... resolve... Sorry, they do. Sorry. Resolve action A. So Austria gains 1 point. It's their first point. 1 prestige point. Oh, so I'll show you guys here. So Austria gains 1 prestige point and 1 claim in both Royal Hungary and Hungarian Plain. Flip all marriages in Hungary to the flame side, but that's already happened. And gain 1 military power. So I guess 1 military power means I just gain the bot power. That's it. So there we go. And yeah, so Royal Hungary and Hungary Plain, that's here. So they have 2 claims now. Up. So not too much changed aside from the fact that they got a point and so on. So now the last event is revealed. Hopefully it's a good one. Oh, it's not a good one. It's plague. All right. So basically place an injury in one of your own areas and another one in an area adjacent to it. For every 2 ducats on this event, place another injury in a new area adjacent to the previous token placed. All players must remove half of their units in these areas as casualties rounded up. Reduce a large city in one of these areas to a small city. Note provinces and areas with injury provide half tax income round down. So it also has huge complications if nobody chooses that event. Anyway, oh yeah, and also because all of that happened, they now did this as well. So it's like this now. We still have to choose an event. So then it's France. Convert, they're going to spend 1 and they're going to convert, but once again with France there's no need to convert anywhere because it's all Catholic, so they're just going to do the focus, which it goes to economics. Well, we have 2 already in there and it goes away. Does it matter if there's like 1 in there already or 2 or whatever when you do convert or not? Oh no, sorry, convert doesn't happen. It is the focus. Focus. Yeah, focus, Joachim, so you know. Focus in any focus area already? Yes. Place it in this area. Ah, but yeah, same thing. Yeah. So normally when you have focus, it goes to the same area, but in this case, it was already there. So I might have done that wrong in the other ones. I think this should have been together then. But yeah, I don't know. I'd have to double check. I'm not entirely sure. Okay, so they're done, and they also wait. Oh yeah, I put it away. That's it. So my turn. So I'm gonna have to choose events, and I think I will choose the end of the 100 Years' War because it gives me money. Because I don't want to put the plague in my own province. So I get 4 ducats. There we go. Then I can choose end of the 100 Years' War. It's not over yet, so France and England gain military power, so do I. Or surrender of Maine. England, if at peace, they're not, may cede Maine to France. If they do, France and England gain 1 stability, enter a truce, and lose a claim in the other's realm. If not, which is the case, they both gain 1 military, lose 1 stability, and any truce between them ends. You gain 1 diplomatic power. So basically, they both get 1 military. So they're not about to stop anytime soon, apparently. So France gets 1, and England gets 1. And then I get 1 diplomatic power. And also, this is the French ruler, so I don't have to take him at all. So I obviously don't take him, so that's it. All right, so because I did that, the ducats are placed on the remaining 2. So up and up, and up and up. And then it's back to England, who might pass now. They only have 1 left. Yeah, so they'll draw anyway, I think, right? Because with only 1 left, there's going to be 0, but then they got 1. So 0 left, no. Under attack by enemies or rebels, no. Army on map, board, and can siege in the same area. Yeah, actually, yes. So go to siege. They might finish their siege. Okay. So they'll spend 1 more to siege an extra 1, I guess. I'll do that in a second. I'll do the next step first. At war, or has this and this and this on them in this area. Yeah. So end turn again. So how does this siege end? At the end of the round, probably. Okay. So up here. This goes away. And also gets an occupied 1. So they're sieging the whole of Scotland, basically. All right, so that's them done. Oh yeah, so they didn't draw a card because they were able to siege. Then Austria, they have also less than what they have, but I don't think anything else applies to them. Under attack, no. Army on map board and can siege. Yes, actually. So they also go and siege. They're all sieging now. Okay, so they can siege basically 2 of them because they're not in the area here. And if they do, I guess this +1 goes away because they were defeated earlier. So if they do, they require 2, so they spend 2 cubes to siege. So 1 and 2 goes here. There we go. And then 2 occupied tokens. Here and here. Then I could be wrong, but I think I accidentally took one of England's from the tray. Let's see, it's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 15. Yeah, I thought so. And this goes away. I took one from the tray. All right. So they're basically sieging there then. And then the next step in siege is, of course, at war. Yes, has all that. Yes, 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 and turn. Okay. France then. Their army is on the board, but they cannot siege. So under attack, no. Army on the board can siege, no. Has 3+ left and 1 colonist, no. Spent is more than left, yes. At war has 4 left, no. Has picked an event, yes. Pass. So France is the first to pass and gets 2 bot power. There we go. All right, so France has passed. Yep. And then it is my turn again. So I have 1 diplomatic power and 4 ducats. So with that 1 diplomatic power, I am going to trade because I still have 1 guy left. So let's see what comes out. Put this away, make some space. So it'll be 1 wine, cotton, and gold. So, yeah. I don't think this is really good for me. This is must own a key province to collect for gold. So we have Cusco, Charcas, Minas Gerais, and La Plata. I don't have any of those. I don't have Mexico, New Granada, so gold is completely useless. Cotton is Antilles. That's what I have. So I could do North America here, like a city, a town must exist on a key province. So Antilles would give me that. So that's nice. That's an option. And then wine doesn't look too good. Genova here, no, doesn't look too good in general because I'm not in any of those areas at all. All right, so I think I'm going to have to go for cotton. So I'll take these 2 away. So cotton. So I am in the Antilles, right? So that put me in the middle bracket here. And then I have 1 ship as well. And then I could put my merchant in North America. Boom. So just to reiterate how that trade works. So we have my merchant there, so that gives me 1 trade power. We have the light ship also over there, that's 2 trade power. Then we have the key province here, Antilles, which gives me another trade power, so that's 3. So that puts me in the middle, so that gives me 10 ducats, which is pretty awesome, pretty high, and will set me up nicely for the next round and also help me pay for my units. So that is 10 ducats. Yeah, so I can exchange this again for 5. So just like that, I'm up to 14 ducats again after extending my army. And then of course I can look if anybody else can trade, but nobody else can trade there because nobody else can reach there. No one has gone there yet. So it's only me getting advantage of this. So I'll put it a bit closer, all right? So you can see I had the Antilles here. That's why I was able to do it. And yeah, pretty cool. Also, this one was pushed out of the trade node, so it actually stands up right. Okay, that's my turn done. Back to England. I'm pretty sure they'll pass this time because they have 0 left, so they're not even supposed to draw anything, I believe. Let's take a quick gander. So 0 left, has picked event. No, go to event. So England is finally going to take their event. Oh, by the way, I already took an event, so I'm here. So event action. Already taken event action. No. Roll a die. Here's a die. Roll it. It is 2. Pick the second from the left revealed event. So this one. Gain 1 gain 1 power if there's ducats on the event. So English power. There we go. And almost lost the money. And then it says is this an opponent's event? No, it's just a regular event. There's no flags or whatever. So no. Resolve option A on event, but there's nothing really there. So just do what it says. Gain 1 power. So they gain 1 power. Choose an area where you have a town without unrest and another area adjacent to it. Add unrest to 2 in each area. One of these must be your own. So all right, so we have to see how they decide areas. I think it's just going to be alphabet again, no? So basically they can add unrest to Bordeaux, for example, and also Saint-Ogne, and then also add, so here, and add unrest here as well. Because if I understand correctly, add unrest to 2 towns in each area. One of these must be your own. So, for example, Bordeaux, unrest, Saint-Ogne, unrest, Maine, unrest, and Caux, unrest. Yeah, that is basically what revolt does. So that goes away then, that's done. And then it also says has 10 plus power and less than 8, no, and turn. Okay, done. So that was England taking an event. Then it's Austria. They might pass. Although they still have 2 left, right? So, I don't know, let's see. Under attack by enemies, no. Army on the map board and can siege in the same area. They can't really siege because if you do the siege action, it's literally just siege. You can't stop the siege. I think the siege just ends at the end of the round. Yeah, see. So it doesn't matter. So they can't really siege. Has 3 plus left? No. Spent is higher? Yes. At war, it has 4 plus left? No. Has picked events? Yes. Pass. So they gain 1 bot power. So pass, and they gain 1 bot power. France has passed already. My turn. I am going to pass. I guess I use this for trade. So I'm going to pass as well. So I will get, as a third, I think I'll get 2 ducats because there's multiple numbers there. So I'm going to have to check. Okay, because I'm third to pass, I will still get 2 ducats. Okay, so not too shabby. There we go. So here we go. All right, that is done then. So we go back to England for that. Yeah, so do we do this actually? Actually, we don't do this because he's in the same situation as them. Can't really siege anymore and has taken an event already, so they will pass last. And that's all the passing done. And then we'll see what happens. So let's see. So I guess this is phase 4 then. So we have done draw cards phase, action phase, peace and rebels phase now. Okay, peace and rebels phase. Remove casus belli and truces. So basically all the claims will be removed, right? If I'm correct. So remove casus belli and truces. There's none of them on the board. NPR invasions, they don't happen either, because for that, the NPR, in none of their areas can there be any enemy units, and you can see there's an army here, so nothing's going to happen. Then we have rebels siege or move, but there's no rebels on the board, so nothing happens. There's no NPR invasions either, because for that, the whole area of the NPR that's at war has to be free of enemy units, and there's always enemy units, so nothing happens. Rebels siege or move, there's no rebels. Peace resolution, well, there's different types of peace resolutions. And for example, we have automatic white peace, but that means neither side in the war occupy any of their enemy's provinces. But in this case, provinces are occupied all over the place, so there's no white peace. Total victory is a PR occupies all of a single enemy's de jure provinces, and this enemy has no deployed land units remaining. So when resolving total victories, any active allies of a PR enemy are treated separately from that PR. So, for example, in this case, it's a total victory over Scotland, because whole Scotland is basically taken over, right? So that means, what happens then? So basically the total victory in Scotland for England, right? So they're going to go for full annexation because they have total victory to enforce, and the loser must be an NPR or bot. So the loser, Scotland, is an NPR. So basically, they're fully incorporated into the victor's realm. Remove all the wedding tokens, war tokens, occupied tokens, ally tokens from the annexed provinces. If the loser was an active ally of a PR, in this case France, France loses 2 prestige points, so they go down to 1. Okay. The victor may, by discarding a claim from any areas where the annexed provinces, also remove 2 unrest from the same areas, but they don't have any unrest there, so that should be fine. And that's it. So basically, oh, actually no. Yeah, so all the tokens are removed, but the cities are not flipped over. So this is all gone. But by removing this claim here, which they had, they can flip over 2 of them. Yeah. So let's say they flip over Aberdeen and they flip over Ayrshire. So that way they have both ports. The other 2 are still in unrest though. So because England owns everything now, this influence will also go away. And then we take a look at France. So we start automatic white peace. I don't think that works for France. So I believe that France will now try to get white peace, since France doesn't own or occupy any provinces. England doesn't own or occupy any provinces. So I think it ends a war. They both lose 1 prestige each, which basically puts them both on 0. And then it goes down to here. If the enemy still exists, flip war tokens to their true side. PRs on both sides may add a claim where they have lost cities, but that was not, that didn't happen anywhere. And I did have a war token on Paris, but I guess if that flips, then it's just truce now. So I guess like this then, truce. And then remove bot's claim from areas where bot now owns all provinces. For each claim removed, remove 2. But none of that applies because nothing was taken over. Any remaining wars to resolve? And that is yes. That war is the one here of Austria. So no automatic white peace. Has achieved total victory? No, because there's still 1 that isn't sieged. At war with a human player? No. At war with another bot? No. At war with an NPR? Yes. And bot peace resolution. Sorry, at war with an NPR? Yes. Army is higher than the armies in the bots areas? Yes. tax value of enemies de jure provinces occupied by bot is higher than the tax value of own cities occupied. Yes, of course, because the enemy doesn't occupy anything. Anyone occupies enemy's capital. No, because that's pest, and pest is not occupied. So no. Enemy occupies any of the bot's cities. No. End war and keep current board states. Score P. Equalize tax income of retained enemy core provinces. Okay, so basically the occupied one is removed, right? And the war. Yeah, so there's no more war. So I guess this just removes. They don't say anything about truce. So it's removed. And I guess this occupied stuff is now gone. And you get points for the tax, right? Yeah, so they basically get 2, and the claim can also be gone because they took it over. So they get 2 points. So they're back up to 3. All right, and that is all for the wars. The wars are all now done. Yeah. So pest is still there, and they're still married, I guess. There's still a claim as well. All right, then we move on to the prestige penalties. So the prestige penalties, don't know what this is. So that's why I'm quickly checking the prestige penalties. Okay, flip over all weddings that still display their fireside. So that's the only one as far as I know. Still deploy their fireside. Yeah. Each player loses 3 points for each of their marriage getting flipped. So, oh wow. So basically they went back to 0. The player may avoid this penalty if they are the only PR to have an alliance on the realm so they don't have an alliance there, and also have the most influence in that realm. If it is an MPR, they have no influence, so no. Occupied towns. Players who now have towns that are occupied by enemies or rebels, which is not the case, lose points equal to their tax value. Okay, no, it's not the case. And interregnum, people play with no rulers, so that doesn't matter. We don't do that. Religious descent is G. Players who have religious descent, a religion other than their state religion in any of their areas, yes, that's me, must add unrest to one of their cities in each affected area. So here, Cordoba will be in unrest because of this faith. Players who have vassals in any areas with religion other than their state religion must, in one affected area, either remove 1 cube or add 1 there. So actually, I have a city there, but there's no religion in the New World, I guess. I don't see any religion there, so no, that's fine. How about England? Is this all Catholic as well? Yes, no problem there. Same for France, and same for Austria. No problems then on the other areas. Okay, so religious descent, that's done. Then gain or remove unrest. So players still at war, but there's no one still at war. All the wars are done, so nothing there. They must add unrest to 2 of their cities, but that didn't happen. Players with -2 stability or lower must add unrest. That didn't happen. Players with +2 stability or higher may remove unrest. Also doesn't happen. Then we roll the rebel die for each of their cities or vassals with unrests. Rebel dice are rolled on a per area basis, and the possibilities you can see on page 37. So here we go. Let's see. So we roll 1 rebel die for me first. It is 2. What does that mean? It means lose 2 ducats. Okay, I can live with that. At least there's no rebels popping up. So lose 2 ducats. Okay. Then we'll roll for England there, here in Bordeaux. Also lose 2 ducats. But I guess for a bot, what does that to do then? Rebels and bots. The gain, remove, unrest. rebel dice rolls are here. Lose 1 bot power for England. Okay, so they lose 1. It's not spent, right? It's just lost. It's gone away. All right, and then another one for here. It's the flag, and for England that means rebellion. So rebellion, and that means that rebels come out, I'm pretty sure. Rebellion. If you have any military units in the area you rolled for, there's no military units there. A soldier is placed in the area for each result, triggering a battle after all. Rebel dice rolls have been resolved. Otherwise, you must assign each rebellion result to one of your cities with unrest of your choice. In that area, rebels will siege the province you assign the rebellion to. If you assign it to a province, you must place a rebel town on top of your city and cover the corresponding slot in the town or vassal track on your player mat with a cube. If the chosen province is one that you occupy, or is not one of your core provinces, it's liberated. Okay, so basically, it's bad news for them, for sure. Because they rolled it there. So this actually becomes this now. And a cube is placed on there, on one of their spots. So, and it is one of their core provinces, so it's not going to be liberated. Okay. So, rebellion. So once again, so basically they're sieging there now. Okay. So in phase 3, step C, that will happen later then. So next round, if they haven't removed it, they'll really start to siege it. Right now they're just on top of it, but then that's it. So then we roll for the second one. That's nothing, no effect. And then we have 2 more in the top of England. The first one, it's another siege. Bad stuff for England. And that one could potentially be liberated. A province which is assigned a rebellion result on a rebel dice roll or sieged by is immediately liberated if it is occupied by an enemy of its lawful owner, in which case the occupier's city is simply returned to their player mat. Remove the corresponding cube from the lawful owner's playmat. The core province of a realm other than the PR that owns or has vassalized it, in which case the city on this province is returned to its PR player mat. The province is now controlled by the realm whose core province it is. Territory, no one's core province, in which case the PR's city is replaced with a color of a chosen... Okay, never mind. So I think it's just liberated now. So they had conquered the whole of Scotland, and then immediately Lothian rebels. And then for the second one, another rebel. So they always they also immediately rebel. So they immediately loads 2 again. That's sad for them. All right, so that is it for the... Oh, there's also 1 French unrest one. So let's see what happens to that. That means you can't eat anymore. It means remove 1 unrest. Oh, wow. So lucky for the French. Okay, then we have income and upkeep phase. Page 10. So, first of all, cut costs. That's on page 10. And with cut costs, you can fire any advisors they like, disband any of their military units, recall ships at sea, and all of that is at no cost. Then we have B. Sorry, that's B. collect income minus costs. So for example, base tax income is indicated on the town tracks. So for me, that would be 7 plus 6, so that's 13, plus vassal tax, but I don't have any vassal tax, so that's 13, minus advisor upkeep. It's stated on the cards. Oh, the upkeep here is 4. Is that the upkeep? Really? Oh, and I forgot, I think, the last event card. I was supposed to do that, right? Or not? Or does it happen at a later time? I think that event card had to happen earlier. You can see here on the plague, we were not doing the text, but we're doing the icons at the bottom. So bottom left, it means you remove the cardinal of the player who has the most, and you remove the rightmost one. So this one goes away. So like this, okay. And then the next one we have is a skull, all right? You can see the skull. And the skull means pirates. Place a pirate ship into a maritime trade node of your choice. If possible, this must be a node that has at least one merchant in it. Pirates reduce trade income in the node where they are located. So there's a pirate ship, and I'm going to put it in the English channel. There we go. And then we also have the third icon, which is basically an injury and a plus. That means any character with a plus will get an injury. So basically my ruler will die. I didn't know that at the time, but my ruler is dead. And then so basically during the interregnum, I was probably able to assign someone, no? Interregnum. Let's take a look. During the interregnum. Oh, wait. Whoa. Lose 1 stability and must flip their wedding token on their realm to reveal the fire side. But then when my guy dies, couldn't I have used one of these 3 instead? Okay, now I need to check that, because otherwise I would have done that, of course, because when the last event was chosen, I had not passed yet. So I can always use an action card. I know that. So if I use an action card, I could have hired someone, I believe. So actually I could have taken a free action to appoint one Henrietta Maria, but she can't, or Christopher to be my new ruler, basically, when old Juan died. So retrospectively, I would have chosen Henrietta Maria to be my new ruler because she gives me a lot of administrative power, even though development is really good, but I don't care. All right, let's say I did that, okay? There's a lot of retroactive stuff going on, but it is what it is. All right, so let's get back to where we were. And that is calculating how much I get or have to pay, basically. So where was it here? Okay, so my income is still 7 plus 6 is 13, right? And then I have to pay the upkeep as stated on the cards. So the upkeep, I presume, is the bottom right. Yeah, so there's basically 8 upkeep. So of my 13, only 5 remains. And then military maintenance is 1 per regular unit, so I have 5, so I have 0. And then I guess cavalry is also regular, or what? So it's -1. And half for every ship remaining at sea, every ship. So I have 3 ships, so that's rounded up, so that's 2. So at the moment I'm -4. Is it? Plague effects, there's no plague effects. Plus minus modifier, there's no modifier. Emperor, no. Income for ideas, no. So basically 4. I have to pay 4. Okay. Alright. So I have to pay 4. Basically my army is too big and my advisors too expensive. So I pay 4 and that's done. Then next is corruption, but I have no corruption. It's only if you have 50 plus ducats in your treasury. Collect monarch power, including bonuses for stability, papal controller, and emperor. But I have none of those things. I only have my monarch power. But I guess it's just what it says at the bottom. That's the monarch power. So I get 3 administration, 2 diplomatic, and 1 military. There's the monarch power. And then score prestige. Power, struggles, crusades, ideas. The Holy Roman Empire and papal controller. So ideas, does that mean that you score ideas every round? No, only when you have absolute monarchy you score it. Okay. Okay. And then phase 5 cleanup, update and refresh. All players must disband all allied units. I don't have any. Update manpower reserve to reflect new totals. So I can actually have 4, 9 now. I have 3, 6 in the fields, so I can have an extra 3 that are available. There we go. And okay. Refresh exhausted and repair ships and ports. Exhausted military units, but I don't have any. Repair ships. There's nothing that's heavy ships, but they're not damaged. Move half of exhausted to available. It doesn't matter. All the merchants stand up. Where's the other one? Oh, all the way over there. Wait. There we go. Add colonists to the pool equal to the number of colonial claims on the board. Oh. So, not my city, not my town. That's too bad. And remove any cubes from the national focus, so that's not necessary. But I guess these guys are also supposed to come, right? So it should also be 3 and 3. So, and then 3. All right. And then board and status cleanup. But also to see for bots, what do they do at the end? All right, here. Income and upkeep phase for the bots. Discard all spent cubes and replenish available cubes power according to the chosen difficulty level. So we're playing on easy. So on easy, they just get 6. So basically, 3, 2, 4, 6, and these go to the side, I guess, for now. So 2, 4, 6, and these all go to the side. And then 2, 4, 6, and these all go to the side. Okay. Bots gain +1 bot power if they have 20 plus small or 8 large in play, but that's not the case. Bot Emperor, if the Emperor is a bot, roll a die to see if the Empire increases or decreases. So let's roll a die. 1. So that means, page 45, that's what that means. There's a 1, decreased by 1. So it goes down, up. All right. And then a bot emperor then gains extra bot power equal to the diplomatic power and military power provided by the current one. So basically he gets 2 extra power. There you go. Wow, he has a lot of power. Okay, Papal controller bonuses. If the bot is a Papal controller, it gains 1 power. If it's uncontested control, it also scores a point. But the bot, so once again, it is Austria. So then we've basically gone through almost everything. For me then, disband all ally units, doesn't matter. I've done that actually already, all of that. Here it's all done already. Remove allies from bots and 10 plus the Imperial, no. Remove injuries, no. Adjust Imperial influence to match that one. That is correct though. That is one thing that has to happen. It says here, if the Emperor is a bot, Imperial influence is adjusted to match the current. So it's +2 instead of +3. So repeat each step until, so redistribute according to the prioritized list below. Repeat each step until there's no valid area for that step or there are no left. So let's see. The elector area where we'll go require the least influence for the bot to get the most influence, more than any PR. Any elector area with available space, any HRE any HRE area with available space. Blah. Okay, so this was actually here. So I think one of them will disappear. So it has most everywhere. So that makes no difference. Any elector area with available space, any HRE area with available space. So alphabetically. So I guess Westphalia will go away. All right. And then, yeah. What's the next one? Remove Imperial forces if the Emperor is at peace. Remove tags from the status mats. There's nothing there. Pass the first player token. Reset all round status markers. So the first player token. Does it go to the right, to the left? Where does it go? First place. Okay. So whoever has passed first, that was France. Then it goes to the second. So it's Austria who will be first player. So still like this. Okay. All right. Reset all round status markers. Sure. Discard down to 5 action cards. Not necessary. End of age routine. Page of 11. So that's here. So we'll do that the next play, okay? But we're going to prepare the event deck. We're going to remove the milestones from this age and replace them with new ones. We're going to replace any unresearched non-basic ideas on display with random, replace on the same type. The player with the least points on the prestige track may choose to replace one new idea or milestone. Players who have at least one marriage in play score 1 point and must then remove one of their marriages from the board or pay 2 diplomatic power to avoid this. Yeah. Okay, so basically I just have one more age to play and then this scenario, no, that's not true. 3 more ages to play and then this scenario will be over. I do believe so, right? Because it's this scenario here and it says age 1 and 2. So yeah. Okay, well, we're gonna stop here. This really took a lot and there were so many breaks because of random reasons of stuff around me. Daughters waking up, wives drying their hair. Well, I only have one wife. My wife suddenly realizing she had to bake a cake for tomorrow and then started doing that in the middle of the night with all the noise that came with it. Yeah, it's been quite the challenge. Anyway, so I hope you enjoyed the playthrough. Let's hope there's less mistakes than last time. We definitely did some stuff we didn't do before. Lots of battles, exploration, colonization, all that kind of stuff, end of the round as well. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what happens next time. Okay, I'll try to do a weekly one for sure, and maybe one mid-weekly, because I don't have to do rule explanations anymore, so technically it goes faster. Technically, if everything around me cooperates. All right, that's it for today. My name was Joachim, and always will be. So many games all the time. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.